Well, hello and welcome back to our first tarot play date of 2021. We were scheduled to have this last week, as you know, so I appreciate the patience that you have all shown in hanging out with the hanged man for a week longer than you otherwise would have had to. But I have a feeling that 2021 means we need to have a lot of perspective. But let me say hi to everyone that's here in the chat already. Oh, TK is already saying hi from the background, so you should hear him any second. Anyway, Richard Longman-Tarot, first one in today. Hello. Hi, Leanne. Nice to see you. Jennifer Ball. Hi, my friend. See, Richard is predicting the moon. Hi, Chris. Elemental Cartomancy. Jonathan. Aloha. Scrolling. Simon. Ayo. And let's see. I got Jonathan. Sandra. Hello, Sandra. Scrolling. And oh, did I see more card predictions yet? I wanna highlight those as we go. I thought I saw one, but maybe not. I said hi to Leanne. Okay, oh, and there is Jamie, Wandering Mountain Bardic Path. Nice to see you, Jamie. Elizabeth is here. Hello, Tyken Light Moon. Neem, Essence 818, predicting the Hermit. Patrice is here. Hi, Patrice. Nancy, hi. Let's see here. Val T is here. Hi, Val. Pamela Ramsey, nice to have you back with us. And let's see. Aspasia Rising is here. Hi. And Kim Moon Whisper. Hi, Kim. I'm scrolling more. I probably missed more, I think, card predictions. Oh, shoot. The chat just jumped like all the way to the freaking bottom. I hate it when it does that because I don't want to miss people. Okay, wait. I see. Okay, wait, there was Kim, and then I saw Kristen Louise. Hi, Kristen. And Naomi's here. Hi, Naomi. Michelle. Hi, Michelle. And a little bit more. The Crook Snooks. I need to say hi to everyone because I've missed you. I have. White Tree Tarot. Hello. Granted, I've seen you, many of you, around other chats, but it's nice to have you back here for Playdate. Maharet is here. Hi, Maharet. Let's see. Keeping Selkie's here. Hi, Selkie. And Gigi Nilsson and Diane. Hi. Emily. Hello. Oh my gosh. We're doing good. Long-haired, skinny-eyed Toe is here. I don't say it like Becca does, but I think it in my head every time. Tammy Pie. Hi, Tammy. Well, Tamra, sorry. Your channel name makes me want to do that every damn time. All right. Ella's here. There's my daughter. And then let's see her. It jumped again on me. And then Jackie Jacaranda is here. Hi. My pup, Val. So this is why, well, it's not why I ended up canceling. I canceled because he was in the emergency room. We lost him last Sunday. So little Eddie, not Vaughn, the loud barky one. Not that I want Vaughn to go anywhere, because I absolutely do not. Eddie ended up getting pneumonia, and it just came on to him too quickly. He couldn't breathe. They tried saving him. They put him in an oxygen tank. I was ready to spend thousands of dollars. He just couldn't make it. Poor little old man that he was. And it's been a very sad week. But I'm getting a little bit better. In fact, and I know, you have to see, that's my sweet Eddie. So he has, as some people said, crossed over the Rainbow Bridge, but we are going to miss him desperately, and I'm going to try really, really hard not to cry. All right, let's see, who else do we have here? Anne is here. Hi. I know, Eddie Bubba, little monster man. I know he had a good life with us. Like, we rescued him from a shelter, and he did. He had a really good life. And he brought a lot to my life. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, Selkie, it has been a shit week, which is kind of, again, I've been thinking about this Hanged Man card and like having to flip perspective. And I think so many of us just thought, okay, we add a number to the end of the year and things just have to get better than 2020. But you know, it started off a little bit more challenging than all of that. I'm starting to shuffle. I haven't gathered questions yet. All right, and if I miss anybody who's come in, I'm so sorry. It is not on purpose, and I'm not blanking anyone on purpose, I promise. However, I think, yeah, 11-year-old, I thought Eddie was only going to be 10. And then I went back last night and I looked through all of his adoption paperwork. And it turns out he had 2 birth dates. And I just kept thinking about it and thinking about it. I'm like, he seemed older than that. And I do. I think he was actually a year older, which somehow made me feel a little bit better. Like he had a longer life than I was thinking there for a bit, which was comforting on some level. Sherry, hi Sherry, nice to see you come in. Okay, I'm sorry if I didn't say hi to anyone. All right, so any thoughts on living with this hanged man for the last 2 weeks? Like I said, I think it's, I think this has really been a time for me to kind of reset my expectations for what this year is going to bring. Just because it's 2021 doesn't mean things magically get better. And I know this logically, but I think we were just all looking for, and I don't mean to speak for everybody, but I think many of us were looking for just something to kind of hold on to. And I think this is just like, oh, hang back, wait a minute. you got to kind of deal. But I don't know if anybody else had experience with the hanged man. Hi, T-Cat. And yes, Shane and Oliver, my son and now son-in-law, got married on the 29th of December, the last full moon of 2020. And it was very cool. V. Kestrel, hi, nice to see you in here. All right, I need to probably switch myself over. It seems the first week of January seemed like a hangover from 2020. Serious. Okay, the only reason I haven't put up pictures is I thought I would leave that to Shane and Oliver, but I might have to ask them if I can post some. Hi, Becca. It's nice to see you. Yeah, they were, they had a Norse-themed wedding. It was very cool, very them, and they looked very happy and seemed very happy all night. All right, so shall we find out what our card of the week is going to be this week? So as you know, before I shuffle and draw our card, many of you know, we like to gather a list of 5 questions that we will use this week's card to answer. Really helps if you put them in all caps so I can easily see them and highlight them in StreamYard. If you had a question that you asked a couple weeks ago that we didn't get to, feel free to bring it back. But by now, I'm guessing all things have changed and all bets are off. So, any questions? My son married a man. Yes, Shane and Oliver. All right, maybe we can have another chance and go by the Chinese New Year, which starts Friday, February 12th. You know, so I do have a card prediction. I think I saw Elle put it too. I think it's going to be the 8 of Swords. So far I've seen predictions for the Moon, the Hermit, and now I'm putting on the table, and I think Elle did too, the 8 of Swords, which was also Simon's card that he pulled yesterday in Cup of Ketchup and Cards. I pulled it today. Elle, did you pull that card yesterday? Asteria's Sun. Well, or Asteria's Sen. I want to say sun, but that's okay. That's my fault. Nice to see you in here, making it live. That's awesome. Sea Cat's predicting the 8 of Wands. I think we've already had 8 of Wands, didn't we? All right, so Kylie Z is showing you how it's done. Hi, Kylie, by the way. What will be our touchstone for 2021? Ooh, that is a big card. All right, so that's our first question. I'm going to need 4 more, if you will. And in the meantime, I'll get this one typed up. Kylie Z, what will be our touchstone for 2021? I'm going to go ahead and put this hanged man aside now. He's done for the day, for the week. All right, what else do we have here? Oh, wait, I need to stay in the StreamYard chat or I'll get lost. Okay, what will be our touchstone? 2 people pulled 8 of Swords in the Marseille class. Oh, see, is that, or is it 8 of Wands that you were talking about? And the day before, and it's your card of the month, Elle. Yes, I remember Simon. Oh, it was Quarren Stream. I thought it was Cup of Ketchup. Okay, my bad. I got that mixed up. Eight of Wands was play date number 50. See, meme is on it. Okay. Jonathan had a question before that. Ooh, thank you. Was it in all caps? There it is. Thank you, Sandra. I see it now. What's the best way for us to embrace the new year, new us vibe of 2021? All right. Hope you don't mind. I'm going to still put it second. The universe is telling me that's what we need to do. There's no H in Jonathan. Okay. What's the best way for us to embrace? If only you could see what goes on here behind the scenes sometimes. New year, new us vibe of 2021. All right, coming back to the chat now. Okay, and then I got Kylie's. This jumpy chat. Ooh, and a very loud truck outside. And then Kristen, how do we come into our power and start showing up to ourselves, for ourselves? Kristen, Louise. I like to put your full name in here. Empress Tarot. New name here for your new channel. How do we come into our power and start showing up to ourselves? I did watch you started with the gratitude challenge, didn't you, Kristen? I watched that this morning. I maybe didn't get a chance to comment because I was getting ready for Playdate, but very nice job on your very first video. And then we also have Jamie Kelly wondering, oh no, Jamie, type something in chat so I can see your channel name. Wandering Bard something path. Crap, I know what it is. I'm so sorry. So what's, oh, CCNC. Oh, it was CCNC. Okay, I was right and I was wrong. I love it when that happens. How are we looking financially in 2021? All right. We haven't had a practical question like that in a while. Jennifer Balls, witches. How are we looking financially? Okay, I think I need one more. If I miss any, I'm sorry. Mom is always right. I should know that by now. Yeah, Elle. You should. All right, and then from Patrice, if I skipped anyone, I swear it wasn't on purpose, but I do have 5 now. Thank you so much. Without you guys participating every week, I'd have to be coming up with questions on the fly, and that would not be good. How do we, although I had some prepared for this one today, let me tell you. How do we move forward and heal our divides? Ooh, that's a big one. Okay, so Wandering Mountain Bardic Path. Thank you. Wow, I had that wrong. I am so sorry. Jamie, I've been seeing you everywhere. I apologize. Here I am trying to highlight you and doing a crap job at it. All right. Oh, Melanie, hi, Oak Mama. Nice to see you. Okay. Let's get to shuffling. So let me read these one more time here. Oops, let me unhighlight that here. All right. So our questions. I try to get them all to fit on the screen. So from Kylie Z, what will be our touchstone for 2021? From Jonathan, Jonathan Daly. I got lazy on Jonathan's. What is the best way for us to embrace the new year, new us vibe of 2021? From Kristen Louise, Empress Tarot, how do we come into our power and start showing up to ourselves, for ourselves? And from, excuse me, from Jennifer Ball's Witch House, our Jenna, how are we looking financially? It's so hard to shuffle this tiny deck. And from Patrice Eliezer, Patrice, I never try to say your last name. Something you're gonna have to tell me how to pronounce that correctly one of these days. How do we move? I just always say Patrice. You're the Patrice. How do we move forward and heal our divides? All right. So what will be our touchstone? What's the best way for us to embrace New Year, New Us vibe? How do we come into our power and start showing up to ourselves? How are we looking financially? And how do we move forward and heal our divides? Big breath. Here we go. And our card. Interesting. None of us predicted the 7 of Wands. I didn't even know this was still in the pile. What do you think? First impressions, thoughts, good, bad, something else? Oh my gosh, you guys had a bunch of questions that you were bringing in. Oh no, I think I did miss some questions. I'm sorry, Anne and Aspasia Rising. I'm just now seeing them. I'm so sorry. Bring them back for me next week, will you? You guys always come, so please, 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 please. All right. Hi, Chantal. Nice to see you. Let's see here. I'm just going to get caught up on comments while I kind of get your thoughts. I think we have some hellos. What is a touchstone? All right, so Kylie, did you answer that, or do you want me to try and answer that? Stand your ground, says Neem. Yeah, it's kind of like, what's going to be that thing that makes us feel like, what's that thing that we can, like home base, right? Like, what's going to be the thing that keeps us kind of grounded throughout the year is kind of how I took that. But Kylie Z, you can let us know if you think it's something different. All right. Sandra feels meh about this card. Leanne thought it was going to be a Pentacles card. Kristen said this was her first gratitude card. We were just talking about your video as of shuffling, so maybe that was it. Fitting, trying to keep our balance, says Val. Patrice says fitting, but ugh. Sorry, I added the tone. Oh, were you predicting a different 7, Jenna? I'm scrolling backwards in the chat. Can you tell? Forgive the pun, but it looks like what? Where did it go? Fortune favors the brave, says Simon. Oh, but it looks like a struggle. I mean, are we really surprised? Are we that we find ourselves a bit on the defensive? Hi, Lori. What anchors us as far as the touchstone? Yes, hard work, says Selkie. All right, let me start highlighting some of these. Courage and persistence from Simon here. Oh, wait, gosh dang it. What is with the scrolly chat here? Obstacles will be overcome. From Oak Mama, we have to fight for what we want. Oh, I didn't mean to highlight that one. Don't make me poke you with my wand. Now, Jenna, we don't need to threaten people. She's my good guard dog. Exactly what can keep us grounded. Okay, good. I'm glad I was kind of interpreting that right. T-Cat says this is your stalker. Oh, an established, oh, you were looking at what it means, what a touchstone is. An established standard or principle by which something is judged. Interesting. All right, Anne's reading this card. Defend my rights, stand firm in face of opposition. Aspasia, I think it's standing our ground as we sort of fight off issues and help things as we wait for stability. Boy, tell me about it. Simon, tackle any difficulties head on, right? Keep strong, we can do it. We did already have 7 of Swords. Okay, oh, it jumped all the way again. This is so annoying. The battle is still relevant. Keep fighting. Yes, Kim. Sean's, hi, Sean. 7 of Wands energy has been following you. Have courage and self-belief. Pamela says it's interesting because he seems to be on the edge of a cliff, but seems determined to hold his ground. And then also, I always like to see this card. He's got the higher ground, which is actually the most strategic position, right? So there's a good chance here. Hi, Robin. Defend our positions in the coming year. Hi, Corvin. Nice to see you as well. Aquarius Owl, nice to see you too. At the top of the hill, fending off all. And I promise I'll do that thing where I pull it closer too. And in fact, why don't we keep your thoughts coming. I'm just going to grab our melanated tarot here. Ooh, I love this one too. We're going to just switch up. Rather than me try to hold 2, I might just switch back and forth if you guys don't mind. Let's see here. Defending what matters, thread, perseverance. Jonathan says the esoteric title of the 7 of Wands is Lord of Valor. Valor is strength of our mind and spirit that enables us to confront danger, or simply put, bravery. Yes. Did I miss something that Neem said? Oh. Neem hit the like and saved her eye. Seems your strategy is working, Jenna. Determination, says Nancy. I don't know if I've said hi to you yet, Nancy, but welcome in. Richard, get off my land. Lucy, hi, Lucy. Standing our ground. Chris says 7s for me are great personal development cards. At first glance, when we come up against them, they are like blockages, barriers in our way. But with hard work and perseverance, we can overcome them and they make us better, right? I mean, we don't get better and stronger by not being challenged, right? I mean, we need those challenges in life to keep us moving forward and growing. Standing up for what you believe in. I feel like a lot of us are finding ourselves in that position these days. Justin, hi, Justin. We are outnumbered, but we have the moral high ground and advantage. Yes, yes, that high ground. Oh, I like thinking of that high ground as moral and not just literal, too. I mean, not that you can take this like literally, but Elizabeth, be prepared to take a stand for what you believe in. Gigi, he's on the high ground. He will win his battle or this battle. Okay, the guy with the mysterious different shoes. Yeah, we're going to have to talk more about that because this one too, right? So let me switch back to this one for a little bit. Yes, good call. And when I pull this up close, we'll see this. How many people have noticed the different shoes in this before or haven't noticed it? Chris is stronger, probably better word than better there. Lori says we should question whether or not we got defensive. Oak Mama, his feet are planted on stable ground. Yeah, he looks like he's on the defense for sure. The sevens on the tree of life equal victory and endurance. I like that. Jonathan says this card is about being bold and standing up for yourself. Fighting against that which is conventional in society is not an easy thing to do. It takes a lot of courage. Yes, hold your ground against events and people that are disruptive. I wonder why this card is coming up this week. Anybody else having that thought? I'm going to try and keep it, mellow, but Simon, a call to stand up for what we believe is right. Yes. Selkie, I feel this card is talking about the world for now. Exactly what I was just alluding to, Selkie. You and me, same page. It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. A Star Wars reference. Elizabeth, if you are confident in your perspective, then don't back down. You may even be required to be aggressive or defiant. Yes. He's the one who was honored in the 6th card. He's confident and ready to defend his title. So he was on his horse. He was being celebrated. Yet that does not mean that he gets to stay there comfortably on his horse, right? People are going to try and knock you down, and you have to be ready to stand strong to hold that place, right? All right. We scrolled again. Okay, here we go. Lucy, protecting what belongs to you. Simon, fight for what's right whilst keeping our integrity intact. Yes, please. Yes, please. Kristen, fight off that which makes us vulnerable. Unless that vulnerability is good for us, though, right? But we don't want to have our defenses pierced in a way that makes us vulnerable to attack. I get what you're saying there, I think. Jonathan, the 7 of Wands is a card of going against what society says is okay, fighting the social norms. You rock the boat and do things your way. The problem is that you encounter the backlash of others. Yes. 7s coming into your own power. Yes. Simon, all areas of our lives will improve when we access our inner power. Ooh, is this starting to feel all powerful? Is anybody else starting to sit up a little straighter as we work with this card today? Oak Mama didn't know about the shoes, I'm guessing, since I'm probably a little bit behind in the chat here. Jonathan, you are fixed in your convictions and will not change, which can be problematic because this card does not respond well to change or a need to be flexible. Interesting. Asteria Sen, never noticed the different shoes. Elle says, ugh, it hits differently seeing of someone of color in this defensive position, especially with what's been going on. The constant need to fight to survive and stay afloat for BIPOC in this society. It's a really great observation, Elle. And I see what you mean. Like, it instantly gives you a different feeling when you see this version of the card. Okay. Come back. Come back. Come back. Richard says, the odds may be against you, but don't give up. He can take them all on. Neem says, you can see the progression from the 5 of Wands to the 7 of Wands. Battle, win, defend. Oh, yes. I don't know that I've ever thought of that before, really. It seems so obvious now that you say it. We got a lot of agreement with what Simon said earlier. Hopefully I highlighted it. Jonathan, the boot on one foot, the shoe on the other could mean a few things for you. For one, it can represent independence and self-expression. Remember that he is fighting off norms of society. And I'm guessing that's going to be in the book as we start to dive more into the specific symbols in this card too. We'll see what it has to say. The Ultimate Guide to the Rider-Waite-Smith. Emily says, standing up for your rights, stick to your personal boundaries, defend yourself and others. Myrna says, there are things worth fighting for. Hi, Myrna. Nice to see you. Who's the nerd, Justin? Oh, I bet it's Chris with his Star Wars reference. I'm just going to go out on a limb there. Kristen, don't fear conflict. Conflict can develop your character, and if resolved, can improve relationships. Yeah, sometimes just rolling over and taking it really doesn't help anything improve, does it? T-Cat says, to me, Seven of Wands represents guarding your ground against other people's beliefs, opinions, and expectations about how to live your life. Usually I see this card as being proudly yourself. I really like that. Kristen, one way to see it is that he isn't on strong ground because one foot is in the water. Oh, we do have a foot kind of hanging out here in this little bit of water. So does that shake up the stability a little bit? Interesting. Okay. Robin, you guys stole my matching shoe and I want it back. Let's see here. Or he was hungover and grabbed the wrong shoes. You know, that could happen. Asteria Sun says, it is possible two different shoes could represent walking in different shoes, choices, and or maybe standing in two places at once. Oh, I like that. Don't buckle, but bend. Interesting. Gigi says the boot is on the left foot and the left hand is in front. The left side is the passive side, so he is ready for defense, but he is not attacking. Interesting. Jonathan also says, alternatively, the footwear represents two sides of society. The boot represents the working class labor and the shoe represents the higher class. So looking at some duality there. Interesting. Gigi says the water also indicates the more passive side. So now we have people not seeing the water. Okay, I know we're still talking about it. Feel free to keep talking about the card overall, but let's go ahead and take our close-up look here since we have some folks really calling out some of these specifics in the card, which is great. All right, let me get this up close for you. So I think the things that we're noticing that we don't often is what's going on down there. Now this is interesting. So the original RWS, you see just a teeny bits of water down here, but the water isn't really called out. We definitely see the two different pieces of footwear though, don't we? In this card, the water is really highlighted. So that to me was, you know, usually the melanated falls very closely with the RWS. So I'm wondering if really bringing that water element, I'm guessing that was quite intentional. So, but you can see, I mean, there is this cut here in the land. Now this is, you know, not every coloration or version is the same focus with the coloration, but you can see how that could be a river, right? Right under his foot there. Interesting. All right, so thoughts on what you see here. Call those staffs. This is a staff. Elle's noticing, oh, like temperance. He's on balanced footing and ground. Yes. Jonathan, the shoes are a symbol of social class interactions or social mobility, fighting to work your way up the social ladder. Come back, little chatty chat. Gina V. Hi, Gina. I'm looking at Llewellyn's reference. This is a card of confrontation. Question, human nature inserts personal ego into situations. Are we giving others too much credit or even worse, undeserved power? Ooh, that's some food for thought for sure. Sure, Simon, we're doing symbols. All right, so Simon's doing what I said. He's bringing some symbols, information from the Ultimate Guide here. The two kinds of footwear: boot, protection against being bitten by low creatures, like low-mindedness. Shoe, civilized life, worn together, combination of our wild and cultivated aspects. So also I can kind of see how that ties in with what Jonathan was saying too, right? With the labor, hardworking versus maybe having, being in a more elite class. Emily says, stop ignoring racist or sexist comments from friends and family. Speak out for what is right. Yeah, I think we should all do that. Gina, the shoes reflect the pull of differing choices and potential imbalance. So is it going to be more difficult for him to stand his ground with his two different types of footwear, perhaps? T-Cat says, Seven of Wands shows that something that you won on the Six of Wands is worth defending, and now other people want it too. Selkie says, he looks shocked. Elizabeth noticing the shoes. So, I mean, you can bring it in whenever it feels right to you. I trust you to bring in symbols whenever you darn want to. Let's see here. Never seen the water before. Oh gosh, my chat jumped again. I'm gonna leave it on Selkie. He looks shocked for a while here. Chris says those middle ones could cause our lad an injury there if he falls. Seriously, like do not fall forward or he's gonna be impaled. That's not gonna be good. Oh yeah, and then Aquarius Owl brought that from the book too. Oopsie, I almost put you on timeout. That would have been bad. The combination of wild and cultivated aspects. Anne says different shoes maybe shows indecision. Like, I don't know what to wear today, so I'll just wear one of each. Wouldn't that be nice? just to be like that, just to embrace the indecisiveness, I suppose. All right, so the hill that he's standing on, positive aspects, a good position as a secure stand, superiority, a lookout, negative aspects, arrogance and haughtiness, disregard for those lower than oneself. So keeping that ego in check, folks. Jonathan, Seven of Wands represents that you should stand your ground. Do not give in. You need to be persistent and resilient. Do not be afraid to defend yourself against a group against you. From Richard, perhaps the group of staffs at the bottom aren't aggressive, but being raised in victory. This would make the main character the applauded. Perhaps he is being heightened as the victor. Oh, yep, there it is. There's the correction. Yeah, so it's kind of like maybe that continuation and progression of the six. Although now he's even higher, which probably could bring, the higher people climb, the more envy and competitiveness that we start to see come out in people who think maybe it's not fair that they're up high like that, right? I'm not being very eloquent, but hopefully you get what I mean. Elizabeth, maybe you got dressed in a hurry to go to battle. Yes. Let's see. He is wearing green, symbolic of hope. Oh, yeah. So definitely we have green in both of these. So hope that he'll win. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, shoot. 6 wands before him offering protection. Yeah, so maybe these are helping to defend him. It's interesting. Becca says, it always feels to me that he's so busy with his battle, he didn't even notice he had odd footwear, right? It's like, okay, disregard the things that aren't that important and let's focus on what is. It's a really interesting twist. I've never thought about that with the shoes. Oh, Gigi, you're doing good. You can bring your thoughts in anytime. I know sometimes it's hard when the chat moves really, really fast. Jonathan says, this is a card that is empowering because it tells you not to let people walk all over you. You are to be firm in your convictions. Protecting his win, says Patrice. White Tree Tarot says, I think we saw 7 of Wands light and shadow this week. For example, what happens if someone thinks he is always right, so he needs to fight against anyone who doesn't think so? Yeah, we have to be careful about, we need to defend a right position. How do you know when not to defend a wrong position, right? Because if you think you're right and everybody's thinks they're standing on the hill, it gets messy. Emily, are we being overly defensive? What if these wands are hypothetical? What if our own ability to move past our blockages and achieve our goals is what is facing us right now? Yeah, you don't see who is holding these wands. So have we put those in front of us? Are we defending against a block that we've created ourselves? Is that kind of what you're going for there, Emily? And granted, by the time you answer me, I'll probably have forgotten what I asked you. But, Jonathan, this is a card dealing with your need to defend what is yours, property, or defending what you believe in, such as ideas or opinions. Kristen, the lower wands remind me of ladders scaling defensive walls in medieval warfare. Yeah, like when they propped the ladders up to get over the wall. I totally picture what you're saying there. Oh, am I caught up? Oh, I guess I wasn't that far behind. I'm using my new keyboard and missing my emoticons. Sorry, oh my gosh, Patrice, I use emoticons all the time. Emojis. I'm like, I don't want to come across as being whatever. Sometimes I over emoji though. I tend to lean towards that side a bit. All right, so any other thoughts about this particular version of the card before we start looking at some of our alternative cards? I love everything you all are bringing to the table right now. This is good stuff. Me too, White Tree Tarot. I always love it when someone manages to put my ideas in more smart words. Yes. Justin says, success often gives, I don't know what go means, but success often gives people a big head. Perhaps the high ground is leading him to think he can take everyone on. Yeah, so this inflated sense of power. Whoops. Saved it. Saved it. All right. Are we ready to start looking at some alternative cards? For those of you who might be new here today or in the background, I randomly select 5 decks prior to play date from my RWS themed collection for this particular iteration of Tarot Playdate, and that's what we use. So my first one that I have here, I actually pulled these a week ago before the Great Vet disaster. Let's see, T-Cat says, since this is my longtime stalker, it has come to me on times when I've been too much my way or highway. Ooh, interesting. I'm going to start with the spelling already. As long as I like read what you intend, Justin, then it's all fine. Right? Okay, let's get to the wands. The wands are so cute. Oh, did I tell you what deck I have in my hand? I probably did not. And Becca will be so happy because I have the Oak, Ash, and Thorn Tarot this week. Gina says, interestingly, my personal draw today was 5 of Wands. Then let's see. Jonathan said, you are fixed in your convictions and will not change, which can be problematic because this card does not respond well to change or need to be flexible. Yeah, Chris, I love that. Why are you fighting? Are you fighting for what is right, or are you fighting because it soothes your ego to put someone down, right? We got to think about what we're fighting for, and are we really in the right? I don't know why I just put that entirely away. Here is our 7 of Wands from the Oak, Ash, and Thorn Tarot. Tell me what you think. I feel like this is very RWS inspired. Let's see if we can get a little focus on our little fox here. So this is really interesting. Don't those wands look like more planted in this version of the card? But he's still kind of up on a hill. Now notice he has to hold the wand sideways in his mouth. So where are these wands coming from? Thoughts? Jonathan says, I love the Oak, Ash, and Thorn. Justin saw a fox outside yesterday. Oh, that's cool. Is that a snail? Is there a little snail in here? Is that really? Let me get up close. That does look like it might be a little critter of some kind. I don't know what it is, but it's awful cute. This whole card is so cute. The snail, though. Okay, so you guys are all seeing a snail. Emily, I love this deck so much. Does this bring forth any different feelings? I feel like it's so close to the original. I'm not sure that I would interpret this that much differently, but let's see what you guys think. Kristen says, oh, I just saw it. Where'd it go? Oh, yeah. Looks like he is angry at nothing. The illusion of threat when they are just planted. You know, it's kind of like when an animal, like a dog, sees his own reflection in the mirror and he starts like growling at it. It's like, dude, that's just you. That's just you. Right? Becca says they look like they're hemming him in. So I think Becca's really resonating with that feeling that fox is having right there. Emily says, I feel like the fox is taking necessary precautions as he moves ahead. Ooh. Selkie says the fox is making a den. Ooh, so maybe he's building a little fortress around himself. Interesting. Justin says the fox brings more intellectual planning into the meaning. So the fox is smarter than us humans. Is that what you're saying? Because you're probably not wrong. I'm just clarifying. Foxes are hunted by people on horses, right? Yes, often they are, often for sport. That's really sad. Chris says, same feels as the Smith way, but the fox brings an aspect of cunning and problem solving into it. Thinking outside the box and maybe don't tackle the problem as you normally would. Oh, I like that. Yeah, Justin setting that one up and then Chris hitting it over the net. I like that. Sean said the fox can be the sneaky one. Elle says, I need to find all the cards with a snail in it and decipher the connection. Anne says, it looks like he's hanging on to what he's got and will defend at all costs. I love that you guys are finding the nuances in this card. I think that's very cool. Shall we answer our first question? All right, let me find it here. So, from Kylie Z, what will be our touchstone for 2021? Ooh, okay. So I'm thinking back to how you guys all answered. What does the fox say? Oh, no, Simon, please do not with that earworm. Please do not. Oh, no. So what will be our touchstone for 2021? Now, some of you might look at this card and think, okay, it means we need to stand our position. We need to defend our position. We need to stand our ground. I say also we need to take the higher ground, right? So rather than going down taking the low road that can sometimes be so easy, it's like, yes, stand your ground, but stand it from a place of integrity and morality, right? This is kind of what's coming to mind for me at the moment, but I'd love to hear what you all are thinking. Foxes are very resourceful. Yes, they are, Becca. Patrice, standing up for what we know is right. Yes. And protect what we have. Gigi, to me, the wands are about the fire in the heart. So this card is, to me, the victory of spiritual steadfastness, of holding on to what you know in your heart is true spiritually. Oh, I love that. Emily, keeping our defenses up where necessary and biding our time. Take our time and be cautious. White Tree Tarot, choose our battles wisely. You're going to get very quickly exhausted if you fight every battle. So maybe this is why this card is so perfect for this question with the fox, right? We're talking about the cleverness and the cunning. So if we are strategic in the battles that we fight, our chances of victory and success are higher because we haven't exhausted ourselves swinging our wand around every which way, right? Oh, that's really interesting, Justin. I once carried a fox that had been hit by a car to a field. Since then, I've seen foxes in the strangest place, including a crowded boardwalk. They know you're their protector, Justin. That like gave me goosebumps. What the fuck is tarot? The quote is, when they go low, we go high. Exactly. Like Michelle Obama said, right? Leslie, hi Leslie, create a space of safety to retreat to. Oh, that's very good too when you think about it with the touchstone. I like that. Selkie, keeping to your principles. Pamela, keep our wits about us. All right, some folks liking what I'm saying here. Emily, I think the fox takes and does what they need to survive. No more, no less. It's a balance. Reminds me of balance of the balance of the shoe and the boot. Ooh, ooh, a fox walked right down the middle of your parents' road. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, good, White Tree Tarot. I'm glad my words sounded smart. Sometimes I feel like I'm just stumbling over my words in tarot play date. Later I'm like, I know how to speak. I don't know what happened. T-Cat says, somehow the fox looks like he would like to plant that wand. Maybe a project that is just for you and manifestation of your own values. Ooh. Kylie Z, being true to ourselves in a time of many challenges. U.S. point of view regarding politics. Yes, very tricky right now, isn't it? Although to me, I feel like the answer is much more clear-cut than it seems like it is for many. L, hunting for sport. Some people purposefully engage in debate as a fun intellectual brain exercise and from a place of privilege, all whilst knowing for the other side it's fighting for lives and right. Yeah, some people, I think, tend to be like, well, I just want to express different points of view or play devil's advocate. And there's an appropriate time for that, and there's a time to recognize that this is life and death for some people. I don't know if that's exactly what you meant, Elle, but that's where I took it in my head. Let's see here. Sandra also saw a fox the other day. I never see foxes. Must be a Washington State thing. The fox doesn't know if the other 6 wands are enemies or allies, right? So we got to be discerning about that, don't we? Asteria Sun says, I'm only half listening, but given the shoes and walking in another shoes might have something to do with it. Or maybe check your own shoes first. I'm stuck on shoes. Well, the shoes is a really interesting element of the RWS version of this card for sure. Kristen says, be strategic when dealing with life's challenges. Yes. Okay. We have so many fox incidents. So cool. Oak Mama. So although he is alert, he is taking time to assess the situation. Yes. Leanna is noticing that the fox is a fox is a semicircle. You're standing jaw and teeth first. This position protects his vulnerable tummy. So he knows what he needs to do to defend himself or herself. Okay, good. I'm glad I was picking up on that right, Elle. Jonathan, we have to defend and protect our right to fight social norms to create a world that works for us and our self-expression. Sean makes a good point. Many notice the snails. Take your time, right? Again, and I think that comes into the idea of the strategy. If we rush to decision, if we rush to judgment, if we rush to say words without thinking it through and figuring out what that impact is going to look like, sometimes it's not as effective. Chris says, so a touchstone is a standard by which something I judge, is that right? Comes from a stone used to test authenticity of gold. Is it? Okay. Emily says, I do feel this position, in this position, the fox is in a survival kind of situation for sure. Okay, so there's the rest of Chris's comment. So expression, it's not the number of followers you have, but the number of leaders you create comes to mind for me. Okay, I wanted to ruminate on that for a second. I love that. It's not the number of followers you have, but the number of leaders you create, right? Are you so busy defending your own position that you are stifling others rather than empowering them and moving everybody forward together? Oh, that gave me goosebumps. I love that, Chris. Oh my gosh. Okay. Looks like we kind of have a little bit of chit chat. That was awesome. So Kylie Z, hopefully we did an okay job of answering that particular question. All right, shall we get our next? Oh, wait. Sip of water from gigantic water bottle. All right, so this now is going to be much more challenging for you because I say RWS themed, but Simon, you should perk up at this one. I have let me get back to my comments. Jennifer Rebecca, hello, but can't stay. Thank you for at least stopping by to say hi. I appreciate it very much. I have the Shimmering Veil Tarot here. And I have her book. So if we get stuck, we can always take a look at no, wait, I can't say it. Look in the book. I don't know what language I just tried to do, but that was not right. I can't say it like you British folks do. Look in the book. Nope, can't do it. I'm failing miserably at my accent. Okay. Ooh, I like this card so much. Okay. Okie dokie. I remember this one. All right, here. I love these backs so much. Are you laughing at me, Elle? All right, here is our Seven of Wands from the Shimmering Veil. Or what does the book say? Are you singing it in the fox in the fox song way? Look in the book. I mean, I don't even really need to hold this close because I feel like it just, like the artwork just flies out of this card. But my British accent sounds like the Swedish chef on the Oh, that's the best. Oh, that's going to make me cry. All right, back to the Seven of Wands and not my terrible attempt at an accent. All right, Selkie, reaching for your best self. See, me, this is like, I just don't even know. Like, I say she, I don't know why I see a she, but have they lost their grip or are they reaching and pulling themselves out of this fiery abyss? What do you think is happening in this card? Okie dokie was pretty, is it? I've said okie dokie for years before I knew all these British people. So Selkie had said reaching for your best self. Yeah, I felt like I sounded either French or Russian. I don't know what the heck that was. Okay, so here we have, Emily says it seems like a life or death type situation. Kylie, taking on a challenge. Book, please. All right, I don't know. That was a new accent, I guess. Leanne says, when I first saw this card, I thought immediately of the sperm fertilizes the egg. It will be hard to get past that initial thought. Let me help you, because I feel like that's a very strange way to interpret this card. Jonathan says, reaching for the wand is bringing out their inner light. Ooh, I'm gonna read from the book. I really am gonna look in the book, but I'm gonna say it the American way so I don't get myself into trouble. Naomi says, moving forward fearlessly. Emily says, reminding me again of the need to remove obstacles to reach for your aims or goals. All right, let's look. I keep flipping through it, but not actually focusing on what I'm doing here. I get caught up in the chat. Okay, so there's the 9. All right, so 7 of fire. Oh gosh, that's tiny. Okay, a figure reaches high for a long pole, obliquely angled, just out of reach. To grab it, she'll have, oh, it is a sheep. She'll have to reach out of her comfort zone, perhaps even let go of her hold on the edge. Okay, so see here how she's like holding on to the edge over there. So in order to reach it, she's going to kind of have to make that last little leap for it. Ooh, that's interesting. The 7 is a card of intention and drive, opportunity and motivation. Intention is all important. If we aim for the stars with our vision fixed on the highest we can achieve, our creative imagination influences our subconscious, which is in turn reflected in the energy we express. Like attracts like, so an upbeat, vibrant energy will set up opportunities for success. We also need to put in place situations that will enable the path to open up. For instance, the figure here needs to take a chance in order to create the future. I love that idea of having to like leap for it. I think that's very cool. Indeed, although we don't often enjoy the necessity, letting go of the safety net is often the only way to move forward. We can see it as trust in ourselves and the universe. If we always play it safe, how much trust do we have in anything? Timing is also crucial. When the time is right, everything can fall into place, and the way opens up to reach the stars. However, a sense of heaviness or unwillingness may indicate that the time is not yet right. Whew, okay. Let me see what y'all were saying as I was reading. And it looks like you had a lot of thoughts. Okay, there was the book, please. We're getting past the sperm fertilizing the egg. Okay. Julie Daniels. Hi, Julie. Definitely looks like they're leaping out for the wand. Yes. Okay, I'm sorry. You're so stressed. Hopefully we can at least distract you a little bit. Patrice says, reach higher. Anne says, it looks like they are trying to hang on to their passions or convictions. Chris said, looks like someone's been tightrope walking over a volcano and has fallen in, right? Or maybe they're climbing out, and that's why she's on that, hang onto that ledge, and getting to that pole is like the last bit to pull herself out of that. Did the book help at all, Becca? White Tree Tarot. Seems that the person is going to make a leap of faith, hoping that she will grip that handle. Yeah, that seems to be kind of the intent of this artwork. Oh, good. I'm glad the live has been a good diversion. Chris says, ooh, leap of faith required. That brings a different vibe, doesn't it? Yeah, it totally does. Okay, which I think is exactly what Jonathan said. Totally different vibe. Let's see here. Can I give you a close-up? All right, let me hide this and I will give you another close-up of this particular card. I feel like that leap is like so graceful too. Like it just looks like a dancer just reaching out, arching the back just so, you know. Jamie says deep, yes. Neem says the creative fool has selected his tool, and here in the journey realizes the chances obstacle that come with following his passion and takes another leap of faith, but with intention. Ooh, I like that. Sue, Buffy diving into the Hellmouth to fight those ancient vampire thingies. Simon, no, she's about to be melted in lava. Oh, this will be fun to answer our next question. Let's see here. Kristen says the bar tightrope is fastened within the crevasse opening and not outside of it. You must enter the fire depths to go on your needed development. Ooh, interesting. B. Kestrel, hi B. She's reaching up. Yeah, it definitely feels very, very much like reaching for that next thing. T-Cat says, showing some bravery and determination. Looks like she has to jump from the warm light to the darkness to achieve what's on her mind. Ooh, interesting. Yes. All right, so let's go to Jonathan's question here. What's the best way for us to embrace, clever word there, the new year, new us vibe of 2021? Well, I feel like that's almost a gimme with what we just read about what this card is depicting. What's the best way for us to embrace the new year, new us vibe? Like, we have to be willing to really reach for what we want. We have to take that leap. We have to let go of that thing that makes us feel secure, even though we won't get anywhere, right? So we have to level up. We have to challenge ourselves. Yes. Oak Mama, 7, challenge. L, perspective. Selkie, reaching for the light. L, leap of faith instead of falling in a pit of lava. Exactly. Like, if we let go, if we give up, if we give in, then we're going to fall back. The only way is to leap for that pole and reach. Yeah, exactly, like I accidentally just highlighted. Emily says, I think it's about following our intuition and our passion around something and go for what we love and enjoy and having faith in the universe. I saw her dancing in the sun and grasping for that wand. That sounds like a song lyric, Robin. Is it? Or is that just your lyrical words there? Oak Mama, be prepared to stretch past our comfort zone to reach the daylight. Kay says, this plays in well with my morning poll. Emily says, it has to be a heart-centered goal. Whoopsie, I wanted to highlight Patrice really quick before I get to Chris. Be willing to take the risk to reach for our highest ideals and beliefs, right? Don't be afraid to go for it. Express what it is that you need to express, right? Chris says, we need to be willing to go for it, even though we can't be sure what the future holds. Reaching into a different world, but we need to take that leap of faith and come through that portal. Yeah, we may not know exactly what's on the other side. It's dark, but we know that's the only way out. Val says, I want to fly so gracefully like this. Julie says, turn up the positive filter. Ooh, I'm usually a pretty positive person, and I'm struggling a little bit right now. Not gonna lie. Jonathan, leap of faith for those we believe in, for those things we believe in, without being scared of rocking the boat. Yes. Kylie says, we're in the light. What's going to happen next? Yeah, we have to be willing to venture out of our comfort zone to find out, don't we? Chris says, I've used my comma quota for the evening after that last one. I like to use commas too, so I won't judge. I will not judge. All right. Are we feeling pretty good about that one? Any other thoughts on Jonathan's question before I move on to our next card? All right. I'm gonna move on. I loved that one. That was awesome. Okay, I'm guessing we're going a completely different direction once again. Ooh, Anne had said, not be blinded by the light or the obvious, but reach for what keeps us grounded. Ooh, Selkie says, fear stops people from doing things and reaching. Yeah. And Robin had noted too in that card, are we looking down or looking up? What sparks joy? Yes. All right, our third deck for today. The 8 coins tattoo tarot, because I know there's another tattoo tarot out there. Let me put that book over there. I stack these decks from smallest to biggest. So as the boxes get bigger, that's the order that they were put in today. All right. This one always has such interesting stuff because it's kind of the tattoo style. Sometimes there's a lot that goes on in these images. Ooh. All right. I look forward to hearing your thoughts on this card. Okay. Okay. Let's set that. over there. I might leave the book out just in case. Bye, Val. Thank you for coming. Okay. So here is, these are the backs, by the way. Sometimes I forget to show them. But here is the 8 Coins Tattoo Tarot. What y'all think about that? I'm not gonna lie, I'm seeing the empowered fist in this. Okay. I mean, who wouldn't see an empowered fist in that, I suppose, but y'all know what I mean, right? Yeah, this is very different. The depiction of the heart as being the center of this, and like this fist rising out of the heart, boom, the fire of the heart, y'all. Yes. You know, I think we're at a time when emotions are high. We all are standing very strong in many of the things that we believe in. And I think this kind of goes back to what a lot of you were saying in the beginning, just about the 7. It's fighting for what you believe in. To me, that's really being depicted quite loudly in this card. Neem says, give it everything you've got. Emily, yes, heart-centered. Oopsie. The chat totally jumped. There it is. Jonathan, fighting from the heart, being heart-centered in your convictions. Julie says, wow, looks like they caught one of the wands from the 8 of Wands. Yeah, it's almost like those wands are flying by and they're like, wait, you know? Other than, let's see, did I miss something that, oh yeah. T-Cat says, well, to me, this shows that whatever you're defending is really a matter of the heart. Yes. Sandra says strength, but heartfelt. Robin, the strength of our hearts, we persevere. Yeah, this really seems to, for me, this takes this card that can sometimes seem really representative of something external going on, and it really internalizes it and makes us think about beliefs and values and those things that we're defending. Emily says, it reminds me of the people speaking out bravely about the injustice happening right now, right? I think we're finding more and more people are drawing a stronger line and recognizing that we need to fight for what's right. Chris says, so blood is blue before it has oxygen, in which it is why our veins are blue, I think. Yes. The hand in blue, which suggests lack of oxygen. So I get we can't keep on like this indefinitely. Wow. That's impressive, Chris. Way to pull all that in. I think that's very cool. Kylie said, you don't change the world with the ideas in your mind, but with the conviction of your heart. Yes. I don't know. We are not doing readings here today. We are studying cards together. Chris, need to take a rest and re-oxygenize. Maybe making up a word there. Re-oxygenize. I get what you're saying, though. Like we need to make sure that that we're breathing through this, right? Gigi said, the lady coming out of the fiery pit needs to reach from her heart in order to grab the wand in the shimmering veil. Oh, I like how you're pulling those in together. I like that. Neem, this version supports the water that some saw in the standard. We're bringing that emotion into it, which was kind of minimal, especially in the original version, right? But we saw it better in our melanated version. We see the river down here. But here now we really see that heart-centered approach coming in. I thought all blood had oxygen, otherwise would be dead. But when it gets exposed to the air, right, that's when it turns red. So I'm really curious to see. Anybody else want to hear what's in the book? I mean, I'm going to do it anyway. All right, let's see here. I think we had the 8 of Wands from the 8 Coins tattoo as well when that card came around. All right. The blue thing is a myth? What? Kristen says, looks like being controlled by your emotions. This can easily symbolize either side of a conflict. I mean, I'm looking at my blue veins. Oh, Kristen, you might have to educate us. Anne said, you're right to defend to the death. Emily said, I like this depiction. So here in the book, the 7 of Wands represents standing up for yourself and your ideas despite opposition. Tensions rise in the face of competition. The 7 reminds us to stand tall and to fight for what we want. A clenched fist reaches out from a human heart, clinging tightly to its wand. 6 other wands point towards the heart as if they are attacking it. Vibrations pulsate from the heart, showing that it is still alive and pumping. The fist is standing up for the passions of the heart, demanding others listen, and refusing to give up in light of confrontation. The fist is strong, powerful, and fierce. It will use its wand to knock down competition, protect its passions, and complete its plans. Do not veer away from confrontation. Now is the time to stand up for what you believe in and to push through your competition. If you want to be heard, you must make some noise. Do not sit quietly on the sidelines as you watch your opportunities slip away. Whew, that was very cool. The veins are blue, the blood is still red. Oh, well, that makes sense. All right. Well, we all are well, many of us are learning something new today. Sue said maybe we need to reoxygenize to ensure we are fighting for or defending the right thing. You know, and this is where this one gets tricky, right? Earlier we talked about the opportunity for ego to come into this card. So fighting for what you believe in, yet making sure you're fighting for the right thing. And obviously, many people find that subjective. In many situations, I think there is truly a wrong and a right, but not everybody is convinced of that, which is a source of frustration for me. I'm not going to lie. All right. So, yeah, I never would have thought we'd be talking biology here in Tarot Play Date. All right, let's answer. Speaking of Kristen educating us about the myth of the blue blood, how do we come into our power and start showing up to or for ourselves? I mean, when we talk about coming into our power and then we get this card, like, it's just saying, own your power, right? How do we come into our power? By recognizing that we have something worth fighting for. The convictions of our heart matter. I don't know. That's what's kind of coming up for me right away. But what are you all thinking? Did my chat like totally freeze? Or y'all thinking real hard? Okay, here they come. Here they come. Emily, be brave. Be bold. Neem says there is right, wrong, and different approaches. Yes. Be unafraid. Kylie says, be committed. Kristen, speak your heart, even if it causes conflict. This has been a lesson I've really had to learn this year. I have always been afraid. Yes, the convictions of your heart matter. I have always been afraid to speak out, to cause conflict, especially if I felt like the audience that I was speaking to is not going to be open to hearing what it is that I have to say. But now I've discovered that I don't care about that. I need to speak. I need to speak on behalf of what and who I believe in, because if we're not, then nobody's going to hear it. And it might fall on deaf ears. I can't control that, but at least I know I'm fighting for what I believe is right. Emily, yes, speak out for what is right. Kristen says, I'm very conflict avoidant. I mean, it's understandable. It's hard to put yourself out there and make yourself vulnerable. Like, exposing your heart this way leaves you open to be hurt, to be judged, to be attacked, whether it's verbally or physically or whatever. But I think here, this is saying, like, don't be afraid. Stand up for what you believe in. And maybe, very likely, you have the high ground, right? Jonathan says you rock the boat and do things your way. The problem is that you encounter the backlash of others who say, no, you can't do this. However, you do not care about their opinions. Chris says, stand up for what you believe in, but remember, sometimes you need to step back and rest to stay healthy. The warrior will only last as long as they look after themselves. I mean, don't lose all your shoes, right? Simon says, and so what if people don't agree? Light reflects. Ooh, I love that, Simon. And Kylie's right. It does get easier with practice, right? I found myself this year having some really difficult conversations with somebody who I've been friends with for a really, really long time. And I have to think about what's right in my heart and think about the things that I believe in. And that means not necessarily protecting somebody else's feelings if I feel like they stand on a side that oppresses other people. I just can't do that. Justin says, also have to make the distinction of what makes you feel better and what helps. Very true, right? We have to be thinking about the greater good and not just about ourselves, which is, I think, a lot of the problem these days. Elle says, I'm so not conflict avoidant anymore. And this card perfectly depicts how I feel when getting into it with someone who doesn't stand for what I believe in. Emily says, I've had a lot of arguments with family members, friends, my hubby's family members, and even teachers about moral injustice and racism. I do think it's necessary to know your limits and take breathers. I mean, sometimes you just, like, you can say everything you can say, and you can stand up and you can fight the good fight, and you know it's getting you nowhere. So that, I think that's right. It's like resting, recharging, and maybe redirecting your energy somewhere where it can be more beneficial and make more of an impact, I guess. All right. Lots of good thoughts on that. Hopefully, Kristen, we've answered your question. How do we come into our power and start showing up to ourselves? You know, do that. Own your power. Stand up for yourself. Show up for yourself, right? Okay. Next card, or next deck, I suppose, is what I want to say here. I have a new deck to my collection. This was a Christmas gift from Jackie Jacaranda, actually. The Green Witch Tarot. Jonathan said, fight for your truth. If your cause is true and honest, you will be the victor in the end. You do have the upper hand. And then T-Cat had also said, your power comes from believing yourself and speaking your truth from the heart. Do it gracefully and drop off the need of controlling others, right? Justin said, people also have to realize everyone is learning. Some people learn slower than others. Yeah, recognizing me having some grace and compassion when you see somebody's really making an effort, I think is important. Now, if they're making no effort and turning a blind eye, then I'm less tolerant, to be totally truthful. All right, so wands. Okay, they are actually wands in this deck. I haven't even really properly looked through it yet. And this one's interesting. This has given me some different vibes. What do y'all think about this? Thoughts? This to me is, it's like so different. She's standing on the stool to put that wand up there. So she's lifting herself up. I don't necessarily get the same defensive vibe that I get like from our original. She's stacking up her trophies. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so here we've got some thoughts. Sean says completion, right? So that's like the last missing wand there. Stacking up her trophies. Chris, that's an odd one. My first thought as well. Kristen says it looks like it's about choice, not conflict. Oh, no, this is a good point, Patrice. It looks more strategic. Oh, this isn't Forest of Enchantment, Kay. It's actually the Green Witch Tarot. But yeah, similar vibe, doesn't it? Her achievements. She's very driven. Again, reaching. Oh, so maybe it kind of brings more like with what we had here, with kind of that reaching for what that is. Is she putting away the wand or taking it down? Oh, now that's a thought too. I guess I assumed she was putting it away, but you're right. We can totally look at it as she's putting it down. Okay, whoa. And then Chris said the same thing too. Robin said, weigh the difference between passion and compassion. Put that wand away for the next battle. Maybe she just completed the battle and she's still here. She's like, okay, that battle's done. Let's put that away for now. Wait for the next fight. Kylie says, using your resources. Yeah, Sue says, or is she taking it? Emily says, she's determined to succeed. Elle says, it's like the reward of the stance you took or fought for. Yeah, like a trophy, right? Oak Mama reminds me of Mickey Mouse and the Magician's Apprentice about to try something while the teacher is out. It's like, ooh, what magic and mischief can I make right now? Is she holding her lower back? Looks like she kind of has her hand on her hip there a bit. Yeah, maybe kind of back just a little bit. So she's supporting herself in kind of some kind of way. Yeah, Kim says picking her wand out for battle. You know, I actually think that might be a great interpretation. Should I read the book on this one if it gives us any information? See, some people see it as putting it up. Some people see it as taking it down. Protection of hearth and home, but defense is passive. Sandra displaying her Harry Potter wands. Oh, I lost it. I lost it. Maybe she was warding her house. Kristen says, I think she's taking it down. Okay, I'll pick this one for the challenge, but she's happy about it. Yeah, she seems like she does, Kay. That's exactly what I was just going to say. She seems proud of herself. I think she's holding the mantle with her offhand to stay balanced. Sean says, confident in expression. She's about to rekindle the fire. To me, it looks like she would have won others on those battles. Meme says she's taking it. I think she's taking it down. What's through the window? So it's a birdie. It's a birdie on a tree. Don't ask me what kind of bird, because you know I won't know. But let's get the book out here. We've got a mess going on back there. Well, you guys can see it pretty well today, too. Okay, let's see here. Seven of Wands. I'll hold the card up back in a second, too. That's at the maze, which is the swords. Let's see here. I'm trying to get past the meanings. Purple columbines, flowers of courage and resolve to overcome difficulties, are set on the mantle. A nuthatch, a symbol of courage, manifestation, and self-confidence, sits in a hazel tree outside the window. I guess that's the kind of bird. It doesn't really speak to the rest of, it just kind of talks more about standing up for principles, surmounting difficulties to be in a better position. So it doesn't really talk about what she is doing in the book, which is too bad. Hi, TK. Let's see. No, I didn't say Simon, so that was all right. Let's see. White Tree Tarot said, to me, this is about determination. She's determined to take the right wand, not the wand which is most easy to get. Ooh, that's an interesting observation. Elle says, it's almost showcasing the reason we fight or exactly what we are defending, our home, our safety, and our right to have all of this. Ooh, that is a good observation as well. Pamela says, what kind of flower? The kind I just read but don't remember. Also, fire wand. What about the creativity element? Ooh. Gigi says, so in a reading, depending on whether the client feels she's putting it up or down, we know where they are in their situation. Yes, that is total English. That makes complete sense, Gigi. She understands her defensive weapons and can pick the appropriate one when it's needed. Do the branches come inside? You know, maybe just a tad. Yeah, it looks like it's kind of coming inside there a little bit, crossing the window frame threshold there. Okay, let's see here. Let me unhide that one, or hide that one. Kitten, TK, yes. Luria, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but hi. Maybe she is getting ready for the energy of the 8 with the right one. Ooh, good. Okay, maybe just a successful day in all areas. Defense, herbing, magics, etc. All right, so let's bring this into, oh, interesting. So Jennifer Ball's question here. How are we looking financially? Well, of all the cards that we've looked at, does anything speak to kind of what we have financially better than this card, where we see that she has hearth and home and kind of everything she needs, right? So I would say, if I'm looking at this card, and again, I want to hear all of your thoughts. I usually just do this to fill time until the chat catches up with me. But it's, how are we doing financially? It's, we're secure, and maybe we are able to defend that security and what we have financially without too much excessive effort, just based on what I'm seeing in this particular version of the card. She looks cozy, she looks comfortable. You know, if we look at her facial expression again, she looks confident. She's like, yeah, I got this. I'm good. I have everything I need, and I have the right ones for the job. So that's my take on it. Let's see what you guys think. Robin says the wand and the stool both hint at an assist. Oh, that's kind of interesting, Robin. I like that too. Emily says this looks fairly abundant. Yes. Oak Mama putting her wands in order. Jackie, everything is stacked up neatly. Sue, so are we storing away and saving? Neem says burning a hole in our pockets the longer we are indoors and have internet access. Ooh, Yeah, shop online. Sandra's keeping it simple. Finances are good. Emily's noticing the chest in the corner. I noticed that too, right? So that indicates some level of prosperity. B. Kestrel, good. She looks content. Emily, she has achieved her aims. Diane, glancing at her student wit, she takes down the third one. This is a good one for banishing evil. So are we the apprentice over here in the corner? Financial stability. Jonathan, everything is financially secure and stacked just right. Chris, we seem to have our ducks in a row right now. Roaring fire and everything in order. Financially, we are secure for now. I feel like we are all on the same page with this one. Kristen, leave 80% of your profits up on the wall for investments. Take 20% down for ducks. You're speaking our language. Gigi, there's also a nice big chest down there. Yes, exactly. Gina says, honestly, what I overwhelmingly see is, will that stool fall out from under her while she's reaching for the wand she's determined to work with? Oh, so not everybody's on the same page. That's an interesting take on this. So maybe it's making sure that you don't lean too far one direction, right? Because then that may make things unstable underneath you. Just Simon, she needs to watch her skirt so it doesn't catch on fire, right? Kay says, I feel she's comfortable without needing more than the necessity. She's happy and pleased with her abilities. Chris says she is carefully selecting the wand she uses, not just grabbing the first one. Careful about how she uses her finances and investments. Every choice is well thought out. T-Cat, she seems to observe those wands. Sometimes we have to think carefully. Our needs and wants still looks kind of secure. All right, I got to get us moving on. I am not going to go 20 minutes over this week. All right, let me move on to our, I don't know if Jenna's still here, but hopefully we answered her question. All right. Oh, the last deck that I have here, Bone, Stone, and Earth Flesh Tarot. Okay. I'm not going to try and read from the book because it's like huge, or at least I don't think so. All right, let's see here. But Anna's artwork sometimes gets you thinking. Ooh, all right. I'm kind of liking this card. Oh, they got to be careful. Oh, there's a lot going on. Anne said, things are comfortable, but be careful with how you use your finances. You could get burnt. All right, here is our Seven of Wands from the Bone, Stone, and Earth Flesh Tarot. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up close. She's a badass warrior woman, which I love, but she might be running over the tops of some folks. So we need to make sure that those are really folks that deserve the running over, right? What do you think? What do you think about this particular card? I know, look away, Sandra. Thoughts on this one? Did you notice the window was open, but the fire was roaring? Well, you know, the oxygen feeds the flames, doesn't it? Emily says, ooh, casualties of war. Great image. Robin says, not a wand in sight. No, this is much more, I think, a different depiction of this card for sure. Anne says it looks aggressive. I mean, to me, this is all about the confidence to fight for what you need to fight for, right? There is no backing down for sure here. Kristen, opponents get the beat down. I mean, tell me, I mean, the word that just keeps coming to mind. I'm like, badass. She's a badass. I want to be her. I kind of do. I'm not going to lie. However, Kylie Z makes a good point here. Be mindful of whether your cause is worth supporting. I feel like I'm pretty mindful about those things, but we all should be thinking about this, right? Chris says it looks like she's so eager to get into the heat of the battle, she doesn't realize she's trampling her allies. Ooh, do you think those are her allies? Don't be so quick to rush into battle. So yeah, we got to be careful not to run over the top of other people. You know, a lot of people talk about, like, in our pursuit to get ahead, we don't need to trample other people. We don't need to push other people down in order to succeed. There's room for everybody to be successful. Jonathan says, fighting on no matter the cost without the option of backing down. That's true. Like here, the damage is seriously done, right? Emily says, be prepared to make sacrifices, and there will be losses, so be sure that the cause is worth it and aligns with morals. Yes. Are those her allies or enemies? Very good question. And I think that's open for interpretation depending on how and in what context you pull this card. And Kay, remember, there's always fallout in a situation like this, right? So people are going to get hurt, or ideas are going to get hurt, or whatever it is that's being fought against. Damage will be done. The armor is different. Yeah, I mean, I felt like these looked like perhaps enemies, but maybe that's just how I choose to see it. When I say I want to be a badass, I don't want to trample the good folk. I don't really want to trample anyone. I just want everybody to be on the same side to start. That would make life a whole lot easier. Neem, and she's holding a sword and no water in sight. Thoroughly thought through how far she is willing to go. So are we bringing that strategy back into it too with that? All right, not that I want to rush you, because I think this is a very cool card that we could probably talk about for a while, but we are getting close to the end on time. Now, this is an interesting one to answer Patrice's question, because it's the most kind of aggressive of the bunch that we've had. And Patrice's question is, how do we move forward and heal our divides? How do we move forward and heal our divides? And as much as I hate to say this right now, what's coming through when I think about this card in response to that question is maybe we're not quite yet at that time of healing, and we're still at that time of having to battle things out for a little bit. But if we're willing to fight for what we believe in, then eventually we will get to that place of healing. But I'm not sure we're there yet. That's depressing. I'm sorry. But you guys might all have some different interpretations. Lyria said, is it worth the loss of? Like, whatever's getting trampled, is this fight worth it, right? Kristen says, here's more food for thought. Are we the ones being trampled? Are we the ones doing the trampling? And Neem asks, are those on the ground holding weapons or shields? Some of them are, I think. Yeah, I see a sword in hand. I see a sword in that hand. Shield there. There's certainly, everybody came ready to do battle. Robin says, we don't move forward and heal our divides by stepping on others, right? That's actually a great way to interpret this card. Oak Mama, keep your eye on the bigger picture. Oh, I need to give that arm a rest. Okay, there we go. Doesn't look like a lot of healing going on here. Exactly. That was kind of my first thought. Patrice, we need to ask ourselves what we're fighting for and what we're fighting against. Yes. Emily, I wonder if we can ever heal the divides with people who are literally threatening the lives of others. And do we want to, right? This is where I struggle a lot right now. Oak Mama, she's looking into the distance. So she's looking into the future. Is she looking towards, okay, this is why I have to do this. This is why I have to fight so hard, because I see in the distance what I'm fighting for. Chris says, I think sometimes we can get so heated up and blinded by our passion that we lose sight of the cause and purpose for which we are fighting. Keep yourself in check. Don't let our ego defeat our purpose. Absolutely. Neem says, be anti-violent, but pro-self-defense at all times. Ooh, I like that. Kylie says, maybe we need to figure out what needs to be done to bring healing. Becca says, you can't change everybody's mind no matter how hard we try sometimes. There are some people that you just cannot move, you know, and I know that. But there are people that we can, which is why we don't stop trying, right? Patrice says, this card is a bit triggering after the week you've been through it in the week in the US. Yes. Elle says, with what's just happened, I don't want to heal my divide between those people. I want that divide bigger, so big that it can no longer be ignored, so big that it leads to actionable change. And says, look down, right? Instead of forward. Is that kind of what you mean? Like, make sure you look down and see what's happening as you're moving forward. Kristen says, looking at this with class issues, she is dressed like a Roman ruler. The people below, the proletariat. Yeah, look down and see the damage done. Reach out to help the war worn, right? Oh, good stuff, you guys. All right. I hate to move on, but it's almost that time. It's technically very close to that time. So let's do a quick discussion about, you know, I think we've talked a lot about this as we progressed, which we often do throughout our discussion. But if this card is in a reversed or a blocked, if you don't read reversals, if you find this as a blocking energy, a challenge energy, an obstacle to be overcome, rather than something to embrace, how would you read that? And I think what people have been saying throughout, it's keeping that ego in check. Are you fighting just for the sake of fighting, or are you fighting for a worthy cause that you need to defend, in a position that you need to defend, right? And TCAT earlier had said the best place to start healing might be from yourself. Don't let your energy burn away. Ooh, I like that. Okay, Jonathan, reverse. Oh, you are ready for me, Jonathan. Seven of Wands can represent losing your footing in position of power. Your position may not be justified. You should allow new ideas in for consideration. You may want to consider surrendering. Ooh, I like that. It could also represent conformity to a group or society norm, right? So maybe you've just given up and given in, right? Other thoughts on that? Ooh, here we go. Oh, no, that's a different chat. Never mind. I'm all caught up. Any other thoughts on kind of the reversals, blocking energy, or do you feel like we covered it pretty well? I don't want you to leave without an activity, because that's still coming. Take a quick sip of water. Oh, Emily has some thoughts here. Actually, this reverse reminds me a bit of a certain individual who's fighting for power, even after his position has been lost. Seriously. Like, seriously. Yeah. Sue, reverse, manage inner challenges or find your inner position before moving into the world. Fighting is fighting, whether you're on the bottom or atop, one side or the other. That's true, Robin. White Tree Tarot says, I don't read reversals, but I think after this play date, I will have one special man in mind when thinking about the shadow side of this card. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the cards that we get in play date are no accident. Even though our choices are slimming down, somehow there's always something appropriate to what's going on in the world. Have we noticed this? I don't think it's just me. Seven says the seven is the Chariot when we look at the major, what's the word I want? Not relationship, equivalent? Inability to rein in opposing forces. And then TCAT, reverse. This can bring some fighting against yourself. There might be a hard critic inside of yourself depressing yourself down. Ooh, so not listening to those inner voices that disempower us, right? Ooh, okay. You guys, this was so good. All right, let me give you our activity. I'm crossing my fingers it's a good one. I feel like we need a good activity. As always, if you want to share your Seven of Wands cards from different decks, additional thoughts that you've had, how this card shows up for you during the week or any week prior, you are not limited to just this week's card. You can post about any card, especially if you're getting caught up and you're watching older play dates. It's never too late to engage. Or if you like to participate in the activities and share your results of those. I'd love to see those in the Facebook group as well. If you're not on Facebook, also the hashtag Tarot Playdate on Instagram is great to share your cards or thoughts as well there. All right. As always, I will put this activity in the description box below this video, and I will also put it in the Facebook group under the link that I posted for this live stream. All right, this one is called Never Fight Alone. This was created by our Jilly Little Zencrone, who hasn't been able to make Playdate in a while, but she definitely helped with the activities. Who are the people in your life who are with you through thick and thin? Who would come to your aid in a time of need? Develop your troops using tarot cards. So this is kind of interesting, this particular activity, because usually you see this sort of lone figure fighting. But if you didn't need to go it alone, who would come with you? I like kind of expanding that and maybe getting ourselves a little help as we go. All right, I lost my StreamYard chat here. Where am I? There I am. All right, my friends, thank you for being here. Thank you for posting the link out. It's been really nice to see you. I think this is a very interesting and apt card for the start of 2021. And I look forward to seeing all of you, I hope, next week here in Tarot Playdate. Thank you. Thank you for your participation. And I am sending you, as always, much love. Bye, everyone.